While overconsumption and influencing people to constantly consume has been a big part of social media over the years, there's also been a very big rise in people trying to encourage others to consume less and be aware of their spending habits. I'm talking about underconsumption core and normalizing normal lives. This has become really big on social media recently, and probably for the past decade, it has come to rise. Now more than ever, I feel like it is becoming a really big part of social media. And recently with my own underconsumption post, there has been a lot of discourse and discussion within the comments, so I thought we should make a video about it and discuss it here. This is a very nuanced topic, and I want to be very clear that I understand that normal life and underconsumption looks different for every single person, so I am approaching it through that lens that everything I say can be taken with a grain of salt. These are just my opinions, so please feel free to share any opinions, any differing opinions you have in the comments. So the first section we're going to cover is normalizing normal homes, and we're going to start by watching a video from Vic and the Meadow.
I see a lot of apartments on here that are modern and super new, and I love that for y'all, but let's normalize normal apartments. I used to think my hardwood was just old and dingy, and you know what? Now I love it. Same with my radiators. They look dirty. They're clean. It's just old house things. This is the best one. My bathroom door doesn't open all the way. Toilet gets in the way. Water damage. This place might be old and falling apart, but you know what, y'all? I paid $1,200 for a 2-bedroom in this economy, so don't compare. Just be glad to have a roof over your head.
I really like her energy in this video, and second of all, I think her house is really, really cute and has lots of character to it. Paying $1,200 a month for 2 bedrooms, whether this is a house or an apartment, the space that she has, coming from someone who lives in New York, that is a steal. No matter where you are nowadays, I feel like that is really good pricing, which is also kind of insane to say. The big thing I want to talk about when it comes to normalizing normal homes is on the opposing side of the aestheticized side of homes on the internet. Most of the homes you see that are aesthetically pleasing or are very put together, always clean and organized, they are staged like that, usually as a background in videos to sell you this ideal image of what your life could look like if you consume certain products that they are showing. In a way, when you are seeing people make these aesthetic videos, it is signaling to you that if you buy these things they are promoting, the house and the romanticized life in the aesthetic comes with it. There is no problem with romanticizing your life no matter what your life looks like. I think that that's a beautiful thing. I love to romanticize my life, even the very simple normal parts of it, but it is important to remember that when we are seeing these picture perfect homes, they are usually staged or made to look perfect to sell you this entire idea or package that could come with the lifestyle they're promoting to you. You don't have to have an aesthetic home. You can make your home as beautiful as you want to. You can keep it super organized, but that is not attainable or manageable for a lot of people. A lot of us have very busy lives. People have kids. A lot of times we get behind on house chores. That's normal. That is okay. It happens to literally all of us. Even these people that have these picture perfect lives online, they are only showing you the part of their life that they want you to see. That is especially true when it comes to homes. You usually only see specific corners or areas of a person's home, and they don't show you the whole picture. And that's because they want to show you the curated parts and not the messy parts, which again is totally their choice, just something to keep in mind. All right, moving on to video number 2 by a creator called Fairy. I really appreciate this video because a huge thing I struggle with on social media personally is seeing all of these organized shelves and cupboards and spaces, especially in people's kitchens, when mine looks the exact opposite. My kitchen is anything but organized. It is a mishmash of so many different things, and I struggle to remind myself that that is actually normal. You don't have to have a perfectly organized kitchen in order for it to work. I also have mismatching dishes in my cupboards, and I'm totally okay with that. It is literally just a mix of all the dishes that me, my roommate, and my partner brought together when we were in college, and we kept them after college because they serve the purpose that we need them to serve. You don't have to have a cohesive set of dinnerware and serving dishes if that's not important to you. If it is important to you, that is something that you can spend your money on or find secondhand, but it is not necessary, especially coming from someone who views dishware as just a means to serve food at this moment in time. Piled up laundry in this video was super refreshing for me as well because I really struggle struggle to get myself to do laundry. I hate doing laundry with a passion. It piles up very easily, especially with how busy I am all the time. And then when it comes time to do it, it's just so hard to get myself to do it. And I feel like I never see people post about this. Every time I see someone's room, everything is organized and put away. When in reality, I think a lot of us rip apart our closets when we're trying to get ready. We have piles of clothes, whether they're clean or dirty. If they're clean, we need to put them away. If they're dirty, we need to get them washed. There's no shame in that. I really struggle with the fact that I feel like I never have dirty clothes, when the truth of the matter is you wear clothes every day. You are always going to have dirty clothes that you need to wash. Clothes are going to pile up. Sometimes it's just hard to get yourself to do certain chores. I don't know. I just needed to see this in someone else's life in order for me to remember that this is completely normal. And the last video I have for normal home content is from its_PUCE. Very short, simple, and straight to the point. A lived-in home is a beautiful home. Your house is meant to be lived in. It's not meant to look perfect all the time. I think that is something many people struggle with now, seeing these perfect homes online on their screens right in front of them all the time. We get stuck in this comparison trap. Obviously, this is consistently talked about thing online, is that we are all comparing ourselves, but truly something that should be so sacred and special to you, like your home, is a really hard thing to get caught up in the comparison trap of. Part of the character of your home is how you live in it. Maybe that's not something that's meant to be perfectly, I keep saying curated, but honestly that's what it is, perfectly curated for the feed on your phone. So it may not fit to the mold of social media, but it fits to the mold of your life, and that's really what matters. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about in normalizing normal life and underconsumption is rewearing your clothes. Disclaimer, I know some people will think it is crazy, this concept of rewearing your clothes, that is just how you should wear your clothes normally. There are people on the internet that believe they can't rewear outfits or clothes or show themselves wearing clothes multiple times because they fear that people will recognize the fact that they've worn the outfit or the piece of clothing more than once. More on that in a bit. This first video we're going to watch is by Sydney. It's a bit of a longer video, but I really enjoy her perspective. So let's take a look.
This is why you should wear your clothes over and over and over again. Also, I'm still getting ready, which is why I have these clips in my hair. I'm not done. The outfit's not done yet. Don't worry. So I immediately gravitated towards this dress today for two reasons. The first reason is because it is so damn hot in DC today. It's almost 100 degrees and I'm over it. Like, I'm not playing with it. I just need something that's like easy and breezy and going to get me through my day. So I put this dress on. The second reason is because I wanted to make some content. So I wanted to look cute. So I go and get this dress, and I'm pretty sure that some of y'all probably will have this thought, especially if you document a lot of your clothing and outfits, something that you really, really love to wear and you wear all the time. And I kind of had this immediate thought of like, oh, like, you're going to wear that again. People have seen that over and over again. Like, you don't have anything else that you can wear. And I kind of let it get to me for a second. And then I was like, wait. Number one, I do not care. Number two, I love this dress for many reasons, but the top two reasons are because it's cute and it's a piece of my wardrobe that I don't wear like a lot of patterns. And I love this dress because even though it's outside my comfort zone, it still feels like my personal style. And that's why I just love to wear it when I am feeling like I want to be a little extra. The second reason is because of how the dress came to me. So I posted this dress a couple years ago on my Instagram story being like, I love this. I want it so much. But at the time, I could not afford it. And I did not want to spend the money on one dress. And a few weeks later, I get a package in the mail from the brand who made this dress, Ray NYC. And the dress is from a group of my friends. And they all pulled together money for my birthday to buy me this dress. And so every time I wear this dress, I think of my friends, my friend group, how much I miss them, how much I'm homesick for them, and how grateful I am to have a group of friends like that. And putting on this dress just like brings me closer to my friends, like, which sounds really hokey and dramatic, but I'm a Cancer and it's true. So this is all to say that whether you're making content or not, if you're documenting your outfits, whatever, Wear your clothes.
Right. I'm going to stop the video there. I think that the sentiment behind this piece is so beautiful. The fact that her friends came together to buy this piece for her. I really appreciated that she talked about the fact that people feel this pressure to never repeat pieces that they wear online and worry, or in general life, because they worry that people are going to notice that they are wearing the same thing. But I would like to take an opposite view on that and maybe change your perspective on it a little bit. What if we changed it from, oh, I'm worried people will know that I've already worn this piece, to what if people start to recognize this piece as a staple in my closet and you see that as a good thing? It becomes a known piece. It becomes a part of your personal style. If they see something similar in public, they might think of you, associate you with a specific pattern or color. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I've talked about this before, but this is such a great example. I wear a leopard skirt that I have 1 to 3 times a week. I was home over the summer and I wore that skirt multiple times, and every time I saw someone, they commented, oh, you're wearing your leopard print skirt. My leopard print skirt. They associate the leopard print skirt with part of me because I wear it so much, and that's a good thing. They were happy to see me wearing it, and I'm happy to see me wearing it. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what other people think, but it is kind of fun to see people connect specific patterns or colors or styles with you. That's a compliment. That's a good thing. At least in my eyes, it is. And going back to the personal style thing, repeating outfits and pieces in your closet is how you develop personal style, especially with a piece that is a little bit more outside of your comfort zone, like this dress, for example. Finding ways to style it that feels like you, finding ways to change it up, finding ways to feel comfortable wearing it the same way multiple times. That is a true testament to what your personal style is. Taking a little break from the videos, I wanted to show some photos that someone shared on their TikTok that I thought gave a very good perspective on clothing, how long you wear them, cost per wear, etc. So let's take a look at these. This is by a creator named Ellie, and on the screen it says, summer clothes I have had and reworn for years, including the price and how many years I've reworn them. First piece is this white dress that was 55 pounds and she's owned it for 4 years. Second is a COS play suit that she got for 30 pounds 3 years ago. Then we have this cream linen shirt that was 22 pounds 4 years ago, and H&M cream shorts that were 45 pounds that she got 3 years ago, along with a pair of sandals, I'm assuming, that she's had for 15 years, which is a very long time to own a pair of shoes, and that's great. I'm going to continue to pop the rest of them up on the screen. I'm not going to go through all of them just because that would take a very long time. This is a really good example of how people can buy from fast fashion brands and actually give life to the clothing and not just perpetuate this buy and sell or buy and declutter cycle. Not everyone has the funds to buy from sustainable, slow, more expensive brands. There's a side of underconsumption where people think you have to spend hundreds of dollars on pieces in order to consume less because they automatically last longer, which can be the case, but also doesn't necessarily have to be the case. A lot of it comes down to how you take care of the pieces you own. Breaking down cost per wear after you own a piece for multiple years can really change your perspective on what use you get out of your clothes, because a lot of times we think we wear a piece of clothing 100 times and realistically we've only worn it 10 to 20 times throughout a year. Thinking about how many pieces of clothing you own, you probably don't wear them as frequently as it may appear. Also, I would like to add a little side note that the blue shirt she got from H&M was originally not that color. She didn't say what color it was, but she did say that she dyed it, and I thought that was really cool because that's a little bit of a throwback to the upcycling video I just uploaded last week, talking about how you can dye clothes to bring new life into them if you still like the style of the piece, but the color doesn't necessarily fit your wardrobe or what you're going for anymore. There's a great way to bring new life into a piece. All right, now we're going to move on to underconsumption in makeup and skincare. There is a huge part of TikTok dedicated to beauty creators, makeup, skincare, and drawers, piles and piles of makeup and skincare. These crazy 10 to 20 step skincare routines, people trying new products all the time. It can get a little bit exhausting and overwhelming, especially when you're like, I just want to know what's actually worth my time so I can buy it and use it over and over again. So I wanted to show some people that are actually talking about that and what works for them. So video number 1 is from a creator named Kari. Seeing this kind of video from someone who used to have cystic acne really put into perspective for me that a lot of us are really over consuming the amount of skincare we use. Going back to the basics and using a simple skincare routine can be very effective. But also, if you are dealing with cystic acne or acne of any sort, you should be seeing a dermatologist. You should be seeing a specialist for that. Not going onto TikTok or Instagram and searching up the next product you should try. Go to a professional that will be able to recommend you the best thing for your skin and your personal needs, so you don't have to waste money trying new product after new product after new product. The next creator I want to talk about is, I believe her name is Reja. I could be saying that wrong. I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. She made 2 videos that I really enjoyed, one talking about her makeup collection and one talking about her skincare collection. She spoke about how she broke down her own makeup routine and skincare routine to very basic items that she can use over and over every single day that work for her skin. She also made the disclaimer, which I really appreciated. She gets sent a lot of products from brands, and she constantly, at least in the skincare space, she tries many products, and it can actually be more rewarding to have very limited skincare routine that you use over and over again rather than constantly trying new products like she does.
I've officially created my capsule skincare collection, and I love it. When you're creating a capsule collection, it always takes time and experimentation. You have to try out a bunch of different products and get sent skincare constantly. Let's run through my collection. I'm editing this video a few hours later, and one thing I need to say is that when you have your capsule collection that you're like dedicated to, and your products that you're really into that you use all the time and that you're trying to pan, it's so much more satisfying to do your routine as opposed to me who's sent products constantly when I'm just constantly trying out new products. 1, my skin doesn't like it, and 2, I'm not as satisfied with my collection. Underconsumption core. I do not like variety when it comes to makeup. I basically do the same makeup look like every day. Only foundation, and I don't own concealer. Next up, this is both my lipstick and my blush. I put this on my cheek.
I'm going to pause the video there. She made it very clear that she uses very minimal products. She found products that work for her skin type, that work for her daily routine. She doesn't find it necessary to have a concealer and a foundation. Same with the blush and the lipstick. I think finding products you can use for multiple purposes, if it works for you, is great. That means you have to buy less products. I really appreciate the perspective she's showing. I also enjoyed some of the discourse that was happening in the comments, people talking about how you participate in Project Pan and you have these products you really want to use, getting caught up in habit of just wanting to finish the product rather than actually using it and enjoying the process of using it and taking your time using it, which was a very big conversation in the video I made on Project Pan as well. And I appreciate that perspective. It wasn't necessarily something I thought about because I use my products at the pace whatever they are going to be used at. Like I use them until they're gone and I don't rush it. I think that is actually a totally possible thing that people, because they want to get through a product to get a new product or to have the satisfaction of finishing a product, they try to speed up the process of using it. That's using more product than actually necessary. I made a video about this on my TikTok and Instagram recently talking about, is underconsumption core the same as normal life? Everyone's going to have differing opinions on this. To me, it is the same thing. And the reason it is the same thing is because online, you have to use specific words to get your message out to people because overconsumption is so popular. Using a word like underconsumption and then adding core to it is a very searchable and also likable and easily aestheticized thing that the algorithm likes and will push out to people. So through using that tag or those keywords, you're reaching more people with these videos that are actually showing normal life, but you're using the words underconsumption core. Like I said at the beginning of the video though, normal life for me and you could look totally different from someone else. So it is a spectrum that is constantly changing for every single person. And that is why it is so hard to define what is normal, what is affordable, what is realistic, because it is literally different from person to person. Normal life is kind of something you define on your own. It is whatever is normal to you. So how can accepting our own normal life be beneficial to us? First of all, I think it allows us to be a lot more appreciative and content with the things we have. It also helps us shift our perspective to see that what we have is enough. It can help slow down your comparison to others, especially online, but it also can happen in real life. If you go over to a friend's house and you notice that maybe their life seems more put together than yours, you could compare yourself or your life or your home. And that is a constant thing for me personally that I'm always trying to go against and fight because it is very easy to fall into comparison traps. And it's not that anyone's doing it intentionally, it just happens sometimes. And with with unlearning that comparison, it benefits you because it allows you to stop feeling like you are behind or like you aren't doing enough or you don't have your life put together just because your life isn't perfectly perfect. All right, those are all the thoughts I have for today's video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, if you have anything to add. And with all that being said, I will see you very soon. Love you. Bye.